Hello world, this is Crony coming at you. Fantasy Showboys. We're going to recap the first month. Um, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a former participant in the league known as the Fantasy Showboys. I did win a title or two or three and called it a career. I'm now off to bigger and better things, namely having a kid in a week or two, naming rights to be sold to the highest bidder soon. But again, I am now a super fan of the Fantasy Showboys. I like watching from afar. I'm a voyeur, so to speak. But I enjoy the rhetoric, the back and forth, the name calling, the teasing. Just like being back in third grade. So it's fun. It's fun to watch. You guys are doing a great job. So rookies, thank you for stepping up and joining the league. And vets, you guys are the ones participating, man. I don't have any videos from any of the rookies for this first month recap. Your leaders in the clubhouse right now, sitting at 4-1, are Scott and Corey. By tiebreaker, I believe Scott's in the lead. So we're going to start off with his video. And rookies, you're in for a treat. I use that term loosely. Scott usually sends the longest, most drawn-out videos that you could ever imagine. See for yourself.
Wise guys here, taking a nice little stroll in the park. First news of business, Wise guys had to be retired this offseason. Rockies fired Walt Weiss, and as a result, the Wise guys no longer exist. We've embraced the name the Godfather gave me, which was Crony. Eric might have had some input too, so that is the new name. Let's see, last season ended rough. Didn't make the playoffs for the first time ever, and that won't happen again. So to start breaking it in, first thing Wise guys did was made some key off-season trades. Got myself Madison Bumgarner, got myself Buster Posey, got myself Paul Goldschmidt. Crony, it's about time. Let's see, also got myself, Kyle Schwarber is now on the team. So 4 new keepers. That means Wise guys ain't gonna miss the playoffs again. Anyway, let's see here. Week 1 took on, actually I forgot to mention, we're playing for the name of Crony's baby naming rights. I'm going to tell you right now that if I win this, his child's going to be named Awful-Lot, because after seeing what kind of pussy he is by refusing to join the league again, that kid's going to get beat up a lot. And at least once he gets beat up, he can say, hey, you beat Awful-Lot. Ha 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 ha. We lost 3 teams, gained 3 teams. My buddy Will's in the league. He's the only one I know for sure right now. I've talked to Jake quite a few times. Other than that, not much else going on in the league. Joking, 4 weeks in the books. Wise guys 3-1. Took on, Coon's 3-1. I gotta get used to that. Coon is 3-1. Took on Jake, the snake, week 1. He's the one who kindly gifted, just wrapped on a bow, my man Kyle Schwarber and my man Paul Goldschmidt. Traded him Andrew McCutchen. Traded him Jose Abreu and Chris Sale. He had to trade McCutchen before the draft because he didn't have enough room for all the keepers he had. He has traded Jose Abreu away for Salvador Perez. So I thought, well, maybe week 1 I'll give Jake a little present. I'll let him beat me. I'm joking. Jake ain't beating me. Started the season 1-0. Week 2 took on the weakest team in the league, who's the Jew. Jeremy's really just given up already this season. There's just not much going on with him. Hold on, I got to dodge some trees. Whoosh, 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 spin move. Whoosh, whoosh. Anyway, Jeremy gave up already. He's not updating his team. I think he started 1 pitcher last week. I don't know what's up with him. He's been kind of quieter than Anne Frake up in her closet when she was in the attic up there. Not chirping in much, doesn't have much to talk about this year, so he just shuts down. That made me 2-0. Week 3 took on a new team, Texas Swamp Donkeys. They got me, and they got me good. So, hold on, I'm gonna pass a guy. Yeah, That made me 2-1. Put up a good battle. Texas Swamp Donkeys went off. Not much you can do. Last week I took on my good friend Steven. Steven put up a decent fight. Still got the victory. That makes me 3-1 in second place. This week I got play at the plate. My man Corey, who's in first place and 4-0. Love you, Big Core. It's good to be back, guys. League's starting to get going. There's been some good trades, been some terrible trades. There's a new guy who joined who was too mean because Steven's friends are all jerks, so we had to kick him out. Other than that, guys, I love seeing you. I miss you all, and I really miss X Factor's mother.
Now that's Scott right there. But not to be outdone, here is a video from Corey that comes in at just a shade under 5 minutes. Hope you got your popcorn ready.
All right, boners. Super stoked to be back for the beginning of this season. I've had 4 games so far, and it seems like it's very similar to last year. For those that weren't part of the league last year, I was 4-0 last year, and then I ended up shitting the bed. So count on that happening again, because that's just what we do. That's just what we do. We shit the bed. One thing that will always be consistent, and I'm sure Bartosik and the Coon and Jeremy and some of those would be this bottle of vodka.
Oh my God, stop.
Always have a manager. Always have a manager. Always have somebody to run your team. My wife is running my life right now. So anyway, so week 1, Steven Ledbetter. Awesome week for me. 961 points. 705 for him. Franklin Lindor went off. Miguel Sano went off. He got fucked by some keepers with like Hanley Ramirez and Cargo and Zedro Bogarts. They both sucked. I mean, that was just... I don't really count that as a win. I just count that as I got lucky that some of his best players sucked. So I'll move on to week 2. And week 2... That was very kind of my wife. She just took the bottle away from me. Week 2 was against Will. Excuse me. 733, 694. I was pretty stoked. Once again, Franklin Lindor killed it for me. 61 points. And then I was blessed by the fact that Will Myers is playing at Coors Field at that particular afternoon and got me 90 points here for the cycle. And he got fucked by his bullpen. His bullpen didn't do anything whatsoever. I think he got him like 10 to 12 points or something like that. No saves, no nothing. And he had Rudin and Odor, big right hand Rudin. Didn't do shit for him. Rendon been sitting on his bench, which I don't blame him for him doing that at that time. Today, as I make this video, we kind of look at him like, why was he on the bench? Nobody could project that. So don't worry about the 6 for 6, 3 homers and 10 RBIs. That will never happen again. Moving on to week 3. Week 3 had a nice one. Oh, go Hawks. I gotta finish this stuff real quick here. So Bardo, 712 to 619. Once again, it's one of those where I don't really count it as a win. I feel like I just happen to fall into the blanket of winning. I regret saying that. Ryan Zimmerman, once again.
Pause.
I can't pause anything. What do you can't. What are you doing? What do you pause? You can't pause anything. Stop. I'm recording.
Hold it.
No.
For sure.
God. I put a piece of tape on this. Anyway, Ryan Zimmerman killed it. Frankie Lindor killed it. Adam, once again, Adam, what? Now now everything is so shaky because my wife, who said she didn't want anything to do with this, is now wants apparently everything to do with it.
Just leave it.
All right, you just stay. Oh, that's why there's a limit. Okay, I gotta get through this. So, Jose Bautista sucks. Mike Leake, Carlos Carrasco was awesome. When I faced Jake Doherty this week, 904 to 742. Jake, I apologize for calling you out for that awful trade. I still think it's awful, but congrats to you. It did well. I'm down to, I got 34 seconds. Ryan Zimmerman once again killed it for me. Corey Seager killed it for me. Miguel Sano killed it for me. My staff sucks like no other. 119 points. Only 119 points with Syndergaard probably, I mean, with his lat going off. Hey, guys, have fun this year. That's the best thing about this. Just have fun and fuck off.
$50.
Now here is the man who started league and your reigning champion, Bardo. He came in with 2 videos this week. Here they are.
What's up, Fantasy Showboys Season 2? What's going on? I am fired up. I know I'm kind of making a Scott/Jeremy video in the car here, but I don't really have a freaking choice. Before I forget, I actually ran into Scott at the mall. He might actually guest star when I get home. I'm going to do kind of a 2-segment shit here. Yeah, I'm pretty fired up. 2-2. Not the start I wanted to get off to with the season. Kind of ironic, my 2 wins are Steven and Jeremy, both teams I beat in the playoffs last year to bring home the Bernie. Kind of a little, I guess, you know, since it's been a while, off to a delayed start with our season here, Fantasy Showboys. The draft. I thought at first I killed the draft, and it happened not so much. Diaz, slow start. Crawford, whatever. Jose Bautista has been, as we all know, there's dog shit, and then there's how he's doing, and that was my second pick in the draft. My pitchers, when I took 3 in a row, Carlos Martinez, Strasburg, and Felix. 2 out of 3, not bad. Strasburg's killing it. He's usually getting 25 to 35 every outing. My draft pick, my most solid draft pick of the draft is Aaron Judge, hands down. That guy's not going anywhere. I had him out on offers, and his price has greatly increased if you would like him. Other than that, I'm very happy with how the league's going right now. Colby, thank you for taking over that hiatus. You've done a great job, man. You've done a great job. So yeah, I'm fired up. I hope everyone else is. Shout out to Will as well. You've taken me down already this year. You and I have had some good matchups in baseball now and basketball. So yeah, and Jake, man, you're doing what you can right now too. Some questionable moves, but hey, if that works out, that works out. The guys you traded me, Luke Roy is still, awful this year, but Jose Abreu likes playing for me better than he ever liked playing for Scott. So, but yeah, hopefully we'll see Scott a little later. And I actually, because of that beatdown on Jeremy, which he didn't update his team, it is what it is. He wants to be a rookie again. Whatever, I get it. I have a tribute for him. Let me get this going for you right now.
You're my little brother, so I have to show you how to celebrate Hanukkah. This is called a dreidel. You spin it and see where it lands, and you sing this song. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, with dreidel I shall play.
Hey.
Oh, dreidel, 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 I made you out of clay. Dreidel, 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 with dreidel I shall play. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Oh, hey, Cartman, we're playing dreidel. You want to try? Sure. Here's a little dreidel that's not damn game. What's going on?
I wanted to turn it down and end it, but it just kept getting better. I couldn't resist. Yeah. So, if you know this league and you know some of us, you understand the jokes with that. The keyword knowing us. But man, I hope to see some great videos. Corey, I'm looking for some big time stuff this year. This might be the season we find out what was on the counter last year. Mesa Verde Bar and Grill, go see the man. If you're traveling, Gate A, go see the man. Hey, he might get shit-faced with you. You never know. So, all right, fellas, I'll see you in a bit. What's up, guys? Kamish coming back at you again from my home clubhouse. I'm just going to keep recapping a little bit, waiting for Scott to get over here. But yeah, I mean, kind of some highlights right now in my season after these 4 weeks. Trey Turner, man, comes off the DL, hits for the fucking cycle. I was there for it. I should have done an at the game video. Mistake over here. Those are usually the best. Garbage pallet. Garbage pallet. Hopefully we get some of Cronies in the Bag segments too. But speaking of DL, at one point I had 7 fucking guys either on the disabled list or day-to-day. 7 fucking guys. I think at one point I had 8 or 6 keepers on that fucking list. It's making me wear down, man. It's making me wear down. But for having 7 guys hurt, 2 and 2, I'll take it. I got Jake this week. You know, infamous Cronies roster, which rest in peace to that shit. But yeah. Looking forward to here in a couple weeks getting playing Scott. We're both hoping to be undefeated going into that matchup. But what I like about my 2 and 2 team is that I am 2 and 2 with all these hurt guys. Gary Sanchez coming back soon. JD Martinez hasn't played a game yet. Miggy comes back on the 2nd. So that's going to be powerful. I like the fact that my utility guy is going to be Jose Abreu and that my bench player is going to be Jose Batista. So I'm loving it. I'm excited to see who maybe my rookie pickup this year is going to be. Yeah. So I hope you guys are having a blast. Kamish is about to be out. What the fuck? Scott, what the fuck is Scott doing, son of a bitch? Scott, goddammit. Scott, get away from the burning. Fuck, Scott. Jesus. Fucking coon about to get my burning.
I had another video from one of the vets. So let's finish off with Steven. His approach is a little bit different, as most of you know if you know Steven. His video is only about a minute long, but Steven gets his point across fewer words than most.
New season is off and rolling, and so is Fantasy Showboys. I figured we needed another gift shop shirt, so I decided to create one. If you haven't seen the old one, just go ahead and Google Fantasy Showboys and click images. It'll be on there. But I feel like this shirt does a good job of resembling what people think of when they see Fantasy Showboys. So down here we got me and Scotty coming to get that championship from Eric. And then Eric sitting there waiting for us. And then up here we got Jeremy ready to take some. And I think this shirt really does a good job of, you know, showcasing what people think of when you say, oh yeah, I'm in a fantasy league. It's called Fantasy Showboys. So that's kind of cool. A bit of a rough start here for just a bit outside, but it's a long season. Remember that, Jake? Jesus. He gave away Jose Abreu and Jonathan Lucroy like he just gave away his virginity. The first guy who would take him. Colby, welcome to the league, man. Don't know what Brandon's deal was, but he's usually kind of a cool guy when he's drunk. But, hey, we got a long season ahead of us. I'm glad we're off and running. Hope you guys have a good season, and yeah, fuck you, Eric.
Like I said, Steven doesn't really even need that many words. You could just read his shirt. So thank you there, Steven. Steven's got a lot of work to do. He's sitting in the basement at 1-4 with 2 other teams. Now, when I was playing, my team name was Prediction Pain. So I did always have these predictions every year. So I'm just going to give you my prediction after the first month of the season. So I believe Scotty and Corey will make the playoffs. Scotty's been there before. Corey, I think you've learned how to win late in the year, and I think you will get there. I believe Bardo will make the playoffs. I don't think he's missed the playoffs other than one time in the last 9 years. He'll be there. That last playoff spot, that last spot will come down to Sir William's La Flama Blanca, Steven's Just a Bit Outside, and Jeremy's Hebrew Hammer. And I think Steven will pull it out, just based off of what I've seen right now. And I know Steven, I know how he plays. He's dirty. He will do anything to get that last playoff spot. So if any of the rookies can beat him out, kudos to you. But he is a tough son of a bitch when it comes to how he strategizes the game. So hey, good work on a first of the year of the season. I look forward to seeing you next month, and I may have a kid in my hands if I'm lucky. He's not black.